The Madrid Metro is a rapid transit system serving the city of Madrid, capital of Spain. The system is the 12th longest rapid transit system in the world, with a total length of 293 kilometers. Its growth between 1995 and 2007 put it among the fastest growing networks in the world at the time. However, the European debt crisis greatly slowed expansion plans, with many projects being postponed and cancelled. Unlike normal Spanish road and rail traffic, which drive on the right, Madrid Metro trains use left-hand running on all lines because traffic in Madrid drove on the left until 1924, 5 years after the system started operating. Trains are in circulation every day from 6 am until 1:30 am, though during the weekends this schedule is to be extended by 1 more hour in the morning in 2020. A light rail system feeding the metro opened in 2007 called Metroligero. The Cercanías system works in conjunction with the metro, with a majority of its stations providing access to the underground network. The Madrid Metro was inaugurated on 17th of October 1919 by King Alfonso. 2 days later, on 19th of October 1919, the Madrid Metro was opened to the public. On 26th of December 1921, the sole Atocha section of the Line 1 was inaugurated, adding 3 new metro stops to the line: Progreso, Anton Martin and Atocha. All these stations served as air raid shelters during the Spanish Civil War. In 1944, a 4th line was constructed, absorbing the branch of Line 2 between Goya and Diego de Leon in 1958. In the 1960s, a suburban railway was constructed between Plaza de España and Carabanchel, linked to lines 2 and 3. A 5th metro line was constructed as well, with narrow sections but 90 meters platforms. Shortly after opening the first section of Line 5, the platforms of Line 1 were enlarged from 60 to 90 meters, permanently closing Chamberí station since it was too close to Iglesia, less than 500 meters. Chamberí has been closed ever since, and it was recently reopened as a museum. In the early 1970s, the network was greatly expanded to cope with the influx of population and urban sprawl from Madrid's economic boom. New lines were planned with the larger 150 meters long platforms. Lines 4 and 5 were enlarged as well. In 1979, bad management led to a crisis. Works already started were finished during the 1980s, and all remaining projects were abandoned. After all those projects, 100 km of rail track had been completed, and the suburban railway had also disappeared, since it had been extended to Alonso Martinez and subsequently converted to the new Line 10. At the beginning of the 1990s, control of the network was transferred to a public enterprise, Metro de Madrid S.A. More large-scale expansion projects were carried out. Lines 1, 4 and 7 were extended, and a new Line 11 was constructed towards the outlying areas of Madrid. Lines 8 and 10 were joined together into a longer Line 10, and a new Line 8 was constructed to expand the underground network towards the airport. The enlarged Line 9 was the first to leave the outskirts of Madrid to arrive in Rivas, Valle Madrid and Arganda del Rey, 2 satellite towns located in the southeast of Madrid. In the early 2000s, a huge project installed approximately 50 kilometers of new metro tunnels. This construction included a direct connection between downtown Madrid, Nuevos Ministerios, and the airport, a further extension of Line 8, and adding service to the outskirts with a huge 40 kilometers loop called Metro Sur, serving Madrid's southern suburbs. Metro Sur, one of the largest ever civil engineering projects in Europe, opened on 11 of April 2003. It includes 41 kilometers of tunnel and 28 new stations, with a new interchange station on Line 10 connecting it to the city center and stations linking to the local train network. Its construction began in June 2000, and the whole loop was completed in less than 3 years. It connects Getafe, Móstoles, Alcorcón, Fuenlabrada and Leganés, 5 towns located in the area south of Madrid. In the 2003 to 2007 term, President Esperanza Aguirre funded a multi-billion-dollar project which added new lines and joined or extended almost all of the existing metro lines. The project included the addition of 90 kilometers of railway and the construction of 80 new stations. It brought stations to many districts that had never previously had metro service, and to the eastern and northern outskirts as well. In recent years, improving the existing network has taken priority over extending it, with major projects like the Plan de Accesibilidad being put into place to enhance accessibility for those with physical disabilities. The age of Madrid Metro stations is evident in their design. Older stations on the narrow lines are often quite compact, similar to the stations on the Paris Metro. They were decorating with tilings in different color schemes depending on the station. In recent years, most of these stations have been refurbished with single color plates matching those in the newest ones. The stations built between the late 70s and the early 90s are slightly more spacious, and most of them have cream-colored walls. On the other hand, the most recent stations are built with space in mind and have natural-like lighting and ample entryways. The metro network has 302 stations on 13 lines plus one branch line, totaling 294 kilometers, of which approximately 96% of stations are underground. The only surface parts are between Empalme and west of Eugenia de Montijo, between Lago and north of Casa de Campo, and between south of Puerta de Araganda and Arganda del Rey, for a total of 8 above-ground stations. Additionally, some 30 kilometers of Metroligero light rail lines serve the various regions of the metropolitan area which have been deemed not populated enough to justify the extraordinary spending of new metro lines. Most of the ML track length is on surface. Today, the metro network is divided in 6 regions: Metro Madrid Zone A, Metro Sur Zones B1 and B2, Metro Este Zone B1, Metro Norte Zone B1, Metro Oeste Zones B1 and B2, TFM Zones B1, B2 and B3. Madrid also has an extensive commuter train Cercanías network operated by Renfe, the national rail line which is intermodal with the metro network. Traditionally, the trains operating in the Madrid Metro have been built and supplied by the Spanish company Construcciones e Auxiliar de Ferrocarriles, CAF. However, despite CAF still working for the metro in recent years, the Italian Ansaldo Breda has also provided trains for the Y-profile lines. Train sets currently in use are CAF Series 2000, CAF Series 3000, CAF Series 5000, CAF Series 6000, Ansaldo Breda Series 7000 and 9000, CAF Series 8000, CAF Series 8400, light rail named Metroligero, Alstom Citadis 302. The Madrid Metro network is split into the 6 functional zones mentioned above. Each one has a single ticket, billet sencillo, valid for 1 trip within the zone and a 10-trip ticket for a comparatively lower price. When crossing zone boundaries, one has to buy a new ticket for the zone being entered. There is also a combined ticket which provides for a single trip between any 2 points of the network except the airport stations. Also, the Consorcio Regional de Transportes Regional Transportation Authority has a division of its own with geographical zones named A through C2. This body sells monthly and annual passes for unlimited trips within their zone of validity, and also a range of tourist passes for 1, 3, 5 or 7 days. Some underground stations are large enough to hold public events, such as the 3-day fitness festival in May 2011, which attract 2,600 visitors. Opera Station contains a 200 square meter archaeological museum. Various metro stations show contemporary art. The exhibition 100 Años de Metro, 100 Years of Metro has received more than 27,000 visitors. At Expo Metro within the Retiro station, multiple exhibitions of modern art have been on display. Both platforms of the station exhibit murals by Antonio Mingote. The Goya station shows works by Francisco de Goya and Lucientes on 2 murals on the platforms on line 2. Annual ridership is 657,210,000 passengers in 2018. Total system length is 293 kilometers. Daily ridership is 170,000 passengers.